Okay, this is the second unit. This is the 4-bay unit. We're going to call it Unit B for now, for the sake of the video. This is that 4-bay unit that's going to have intermediate horizontal transoms at the bottom to accommodate projectile windows below and fixed glass above. Again, the frame installation is identical to the video we just did on the fixed unit, how to connect all the joints and all that. The only difference here is you have intermediate vertical mullions, which are these shapes here, and the same concept this time. They're connected with 4 screws. If you look here, they're connected with 4 screws from the underside of the sill and the underside of the head to the vertical mullions. They will be labeled. Same concept applies here. They get put in through the pre-drilled holes, and they have to be caulked, sealed, both at the heads and where the screw emboss goes to attach everything. If you look here on the underside is where the screw embosses are, so everything has to be caulked properly. And again, before you put the mullions in, you're going to put caulk at the edge face of both mullions and put them in so that there's a nice seal of sealant between the edge face of the mullions and the head and the jamb. The other thing you'll notice on this 4-bay unit that has an intermediate horizontal is we have these special clips that are already pre-attached to the mullions and to the jamb. These clips are all pre-attached. However, before you do anything, these have to be caulked because they are screwed into the metal. You have to take sealant and run a bead of caulk all the way around the entire contour, from the bottom to the top and all the way around of each clip, including the screw emboss of the fasteners here, because water can get through here. And you do the same here. We have the screw emboss. I want sealant here, here, and here, and again along the entire contour of all the clips. This has to be done on all the clips that are on the vertical mullions and on the end jambs. Okay, that being said, the frame is pretty much identical. Same situation for assembling the end jambs at the sill and head like we did with the fixed unit. And again, the vertical mullions have 4 screws each, which get attached and caulked at all ends, and the end dams on all 4 corners, obviously. When the frame is put together like this, we have to do a few more things before we can mount it. What we have here, we have the actual intermediate horizontal member that's going to go above these clips here and here. The way this goes is, we're not going to do it all the way, but if you look at the shape of this extrusion, and it's got pre-drilled holes on the top, the way this works is the part that has the long leg faces outside. The outside and faces the bottom. So if you look at the extrusion, it has a long leg and it has a short leg. So a long leg faces the exterior and it faces the bottom of the unit. So what we do is we take this piece and we line it up here like so to make sure it goes. You know, we want to twist it a little bit so it grabs like this here. So it goes over the clip here, and then you take a mallet and you bang it in so it rotates and sits above the clip. When that happens, it's going to be nice and straight. We're not going to do that now because it's going to be hard to take out. But as you bring it towards you this way, and you rotate it this way, it's going to engage the clip here and come in and be straight. Once we just clipped it here and we clicked it here. If you now look at how it's put together, it's secured this way and it's secured that way. We go to the top of it, we have the pre-drilled holes, and you take some screws and you screw through the intermediate horizontal into those clips. And we're going to use, what kind of screws, Victor? 3/4
flat tack screw.
Flat 3/4 Tech screws like this, which will be supplied. Once this is connected, we want a little sealant on the edges here all the way around so that water doesn't get through both edges. Again, wherever metal joins metal, there's got to be sealant to protect any kind of water infiltration. Now, when you look at this section, you'll notice that the top part where the fixed glass is on the long side of the unit is flat with a cavity for the glass, which has a shallow cavity. This shallow cavity will come pre-equipped with some 3/16 setting blocks, which will be glued onto there for the top piece of fixed glass. So it's going to look something like this when you get it in, when it's loose. The bottom is an opening that we're going to put some more additional stops in, where the projectile windows will go in. The first thing we do is we take this stop, which looks like a C channel, and we put it, we clip it to the underside of the intermediate horizontal as such, so it snaps in, and now we have a stop here with a glass cavity. Because we're not going to be putting glass at the bottom, we have another stop which looks like a very simple flat stop with a little nub, and that's going to cover the glass cavity here, and that's going to go in with a long piece of the nub towards the flat part like this, and it's going to basically snap in place. Okay? And by doing this, what you've done, now by doing this, you've created a very nice flat surface. We're going to do this on this surface, on this surface, and on the bottom surface here. So essentially we will have created a flush, straight opening for the projectile windows that are going in the bottom to go in. The projectile windows have to go in so that they're flush either with the outside or the inside, typically with the outside, and they should be screwed at the jamb in the head, typically not, hopefully not at the sill, and wherever you use screws, it should be caulked, both surface at the head of the screw, and also when you drill a hole, put caulking there, and so the screw fills up the hole, so the sealant fills up the hole when the screw goes in, so you don't have any leakages from anywhere within the projectile unit. Okay? This is how the horizontal section goes in. Okay, now, when all the stops are in, again, like anything else, we have metal-to-metal joint, we want sealant here, here, everywhere you want sealant, okay? When you put the stop here like this, to make it a complete section, because it's going to be a complete section all the way around, we want sealant all the way through. We don't want to see any chance of water going through any joint or any seam anywhere in the system, okay? We're going to do that on all the units, and then we can mount the units into the opening the way we showed you on the previous video for the fixed panel. Again, we're going to use the same kind of sill channel on the floor that has to be bolted through whatever flashing is supplied by others. And again, whenever you drill into a substrate for this attachment of this sill channel, when you drill a hole into the cement, you must fill the cement with caulking, flood it with caulking, put the bolt through it, and flood the bolt and the head and everything with caulking, so there's no possibility of water getting through anywhere. Okay, that's very critical. Once we do that for the entire unit, we're now able to load the unit into the opening the way we showed on the first video for the fixed panel, load the fixed glass on top, load the projectile window on the bottom, and everything is set to go.